Hello, hello, hello. And this is I Bring It Every Day. And my name is Kelly. And welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Okay, whoops. Hold on. There we go. Got to do the wrong one here. Let's see. Take him out. There we go. Yes. All right, we're here. So, good morning. I'm doing some amigurumi. I'm just putting together this thing. And in my off time, I'm usually in the lab messing around with different techniques, and this is one of the things that I've been trying to do over the last few years is to do different things in crochet. So this is the part pieces of the turtle. All right, so we're going to keep going, and then welcome in, and please subscribe and join the channel if you like what you see. So anyway, there's some pieces here. So this is the top, this is the head, and this is the bottom. So the body, the bottom, and I got some eyes right here that I'm going to be putting on. And then I got the flippers, and hopefully I've got all four. Yes, I do. One, two, three, four. So these are all sort of connected. So I gotta be careful. I don't want to unravel. But these are all the pieces here. The flippers. It's the back flippers. These are the front flippers, and then the bottom. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna put it together, stuff it, and put the eyes in, and see how this thing looks. Hopefully, it looks okay. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. So let's see. Yeah, I'm taking a sip of coffee because it's early. Figure I'm all by myself, so I'm gonna do my thing this morning and see what happens. All right. So anyway, these are the backs of the. Oops, I got a bead there. These are the backs of the eye. So I'm gonna see what eye looks best. I think I'm gonna do this. So I have a large one here. Large one. And here's like a medium. I think the medium or the large is gonna look the best on here. So I'm gonna try them both and then we'll see what they look like. Yep. Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, we got some eyeballs. Yes. So Lisa's here. Lisa's Life. Oh, you have a new name. Or is that a new channel? Hopefully that's cool. All right now. Welcome in, Miss Lisa. I like it. Let's see. Gonna move that in just a little bit. So I think that looks pretty good right there. Yeah, I think his eyes look okay. Yep. Oh, Angelo, Precious World. Hello. Good to see you. And did I miss anybody? Hopefully not. And welcome in the eyeballs. The lurkers, I guess. Let's see. Can't scroll back up. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Nice. And Mr. Miguel's here. Who knows? Welcome in. Getting coffee on my table. That's bad. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a new name. Nice. Lisa's Life. I like it. So anyway, so there's the eyeballs. I think those look pretty good. I think I'm going to just let me see. I'll try one small one. Let's see how crazy he looks here. No, I don't know. They're not that significantly different. So I'm going to make the big one. He's going to have beady eyeballs. I think I'm going to have beady eyes. Yeah. There we go. All right. I'll go with those. And then let me put the backs on. We'll start there. Okay. Sorry about the crinkle, but I tried to keep this thing taped up because these little openings, these little things open up and they spill. So I'm trying not to do that until I put it in my little container. Let me get two eyes there. But anyway, those eyes look pretty good. Yeah. So I love the new name. Yeah, it's funny. I think about I periodically think about name changes and things like that too. And but my name was always ambiguous, so I kind of liked having an ambiguous name. And so I don't know. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I love it. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. Need that. Mm-hmm. All right. Let me just take one more look. I think that looks good. Yeah. I think I like the head there. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that'll work. Gonna be just bite the bullet and just go with it. So there's the back. Hopefully I'm doing this right. Uh, hold on. Go this way. Oh, as it goes flying. I'm trying to put it on nice and easy, but I don't know. I don't play around with these things too often, so as you see, I'm very fighting this thing. Come on, get on there. There's a tool you oh, there goes the other one. It went flying across the room. I'm pushing too hard. Okay, hang on. That is hilarious. I got flying eye backs. But this is what happens when this is live and in color, as they say. Turtle. Yes, that's what it is. And Miguel, I hope that goes well for you. Oh, you have a lot going on. That's right. Yeah. Well, anyway, I hoping you're feeling better. But I know it's hard out there. You know what I mean? Hold on. Let me just make sure this thing. Oh boy, this is really tight. They taped the heck out of this. I like tape, but I don't. Yeah, I forgot they taped this side too. That's why I'm having trouble getting this open. Ah! There's a little thing here. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, that thing just went flying across the room. I'm not going to go chase it right now. Yes. But I made this a couple days back, and I just felt like I thought I was going to finish it by now, but I'm meeting with my crochet group, so we're meeting on Wednesday. So I said, okay, we're going to try to we're going to meet up. So I got to make sure that I can I want to try to get this done so I can show them. Cuz now they want to make one. So that's pretty cool. So hopefully that works out. But let me see if I can get this in here without having it fly across the room. Oh. Yeah, this is tough. Tough to do on camera, so I'm going to step off for a second and pray that this goes on nicely. Okay, come on. There it is. Yeah, you almost do need a tool, so I just squeeze the heck out of it and put it on there. But there it is. And this should keep it. These are these safety eyes, and they're supposed to keep things from flying off, like if you have a little kid. But I don't have any little kids, so this is going to be pretty straightforward. But anyway, there it is. I got it on there. Yep. Let's see. Be sure the backs don't fly off into your coffee. I know, right? Oh my gosh, that thing went. But that's what I get for trying to be, funny on there. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. Do I like that eye there? I guess I have no choice at this point. I think this is where I wanted it. Right there. I think that looks good. Okay. Yeah, that thing went flying. See, I know like Renee and those guys, they do a lot of amigurumi, so they have all these fancy tools, and I don't know if this is my jam. I mean, I'm okay at it, you know what I'm saying, but I don't know if I like it, but I'm not. I don't know. But see, now I'm committed because I have probably 1,000 eyes, so I could make 1,000 pieces of. Oh, there's Shatika. Hello, Grand Rising. So, anyways, I put the other eye on. Hopefully, this will stay nice. I have to take this a little off camera because I'm really putting some pressure on here. But they put these on here so they're tight. And that looks pretty good. All right, so we're looking good. I think his eyes look okay. But at this point, I'm committed because these are hard to take off. I don't know if you guys knew that, but let me just slide that on there. Tighter. There we go. That one snapped right on. Yeah, perfectly. This one was a fight. I really had to beat him up to get him on. But anyway, there it is. So that's it from the back. It's hard to see, but it's in there real tight. And hopefully he's not cockeyed. Make sure he's straight. Yep, before I shut this down here. Okay, hold on. Yeah, this guy does not want to stay. He is fighting me. Yeah, these are yeah, this is really tight. Let me try him again. I'm going to try it on this little section right here. I'm going to put another one on because this is like, they're fighting me. Now, I'm using right now today, I'm using, this is blanket yarn. And I think these come out better with the regular just acrylic. So these holes are a little bit big. So I may end up having to actually glue these in place. I really don't want to do that, but I think I may have to do it, which is very tragic. All right, let's see. Let's try it one more time. I'm going to push this in this way. And I'm really putting a lot of pressure on here, so I don't want to have an explosion. But there it is. Okay, I think that's better. Yep. Let's do it again. One more time. Yeah, he came a little loose. I did not like that. But anyway, there's the eyes. One more time. Looking good. All right, here we go. So one more time. And I hope this will stay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I'm really putting this pressure on this. Variegated blanket yarn looks nice. Thank you. And yep, thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna see I got Misty. Good morning. And I think I said hi to Shatika. And there's Lisa's link there. And I'm really putting some pressure on this safety guy, so forgive me for a second. But I'm doing this. This is real life. This is the stuff you kind of face when you're dealing with it. So let's see. I'm gonna try to push him really hard here. But anyway, I got the one eye. That one eye looks pretty good there. Yep, looking good. You see, get this other guy in. And I'm going to finish him off and then we'll stuff him. And hopefully this won't take too long, but who knows? All right. So I put the second eye, put a little extra oomph on him. There we go. That looks good. Yes. Okay. All right. So he's going to be looking like this. So yeah, he's looking pretty good. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Now, let's see. I misplaced my favorite G and H hook again. Oh my gosh. Those hooks. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I have about 2 or 3 G hooks and 2 or 3 I hooks. What's the HIJ? Those are the ones I have. More HIJ than G, but those I have like a couple of copies. So I'll have to get you. Now, what's your favorite hook, Miguel? You got to tell us. Oh my gosh, I am being accosted by a fly. And I'm ready to like commit murder. Here we go. Get. Yeah, I don't know. It's like we have central air, but we have one unit in this really warm spot of the house, and they always sneak in there to see what they can get into, and that's what we're doing. I'm just finishing this last couple of stitches on this one here. Okay. Then I'm gonna seal this off, and then we're good to go. Then we should be able to sew this. So there it is. All right. So yeah, stitches are pretty tight. I mean, I could get them tighter, but this is not. I don't sell this stuff, so this is all for me personally, just for my. I don't know what you want to call it, just for my own edification, learning how to, do stuff. So that's what I do, and I donate it, but hopefully, yeah. And these eyes are on here; they're really tight. I squeeze the heck out of them on there, so that's looking pretty good. Let me just make sure. I'm just going to check one more time. Then I'm going to stuff him. But this is what you do, You just, like I said, I think if I had a baby, I would just embroider the eyes, even though it wouldn't be pretty. I'm not real good at embroidery, but I just at this point, I don't even trust safety eyes. I'd rather just embroider them. The fly wants his 5 minutes of fame. That's right. I know. I said I was like chilling for about an hour and a half. Nothing. And then as soon as I get started, it's like I'm ready to, I hate like messing with them. You know what I mean? I just have a handful of fluff here. I'd rather just, I don't know why they're just so gross. The other thing is, and I don't know if they fertilize. See, they fertilized about a month ago. And usually we get this run of horse flies, and these flies are like 6'5", 275. They're the biggest. Let me see. Make sure this eye's okay. They just get real big, and they're scary. And when they buzz in your ear, it's just so loud. And For me, I'm just scared. I'm not scared. I just hate stuff bothering me. Coffee mug looks like Fiesta. Yes, it is. Yeah, this is I don't know what century this is, but this isn't the round handle. This is the regular handle. So it must be past the 60s. Let's see. Yep, it is Fiesta. Yeah, my husband and I have been trying to get over to the factory, and we're trying. That's on the bucket list. So I'm hoping that we get there soon. But everybody, this lady, anyway, I ran into this lady who sells Fiesta wear, and we go to this antique mall, and she said that the factory was a big disappointment, and it's kind of far. So anyway, so I'm sitting here going, hey Scott, controversial cruising, howdy, hey, howdy, hey, I love it. Yeah. So anyway, I gotta email you or message you some stuff, Scott. So I got you. But the Fiesta wear is great, and I've been seeing a lot of it. I think people, Miguel, if you want to buy some, this is the time to do it because people are divesting. And in fact, I have to divest some of mine because I have too many actually. Because I ended up buying it I went to an auction, and so this is like always what happens at an auction. They'll sell a lot, so it'll be like 10 plates, 5 plates, or whatever. And I was trying to get various colors, when I was doing it. And there was, of course, some idiot voting. I'm not voting, bidding against you. And then I don't know. It was just like a nightmare. So, you end up buying more than you really want because you're trying to get the colors. So anyway, this person had a huge uh, collection of Fiesta wear. It was nice. And it was amazing. I was really enjoying it. So anyway, there's the head. So it's nice and stuffed. That might be too stuffed. Let me take some of that out of there. Sometimes I get a little too aggressive with this, but I like to have it kind of squishy. So, but anyway, there's Mr. Turtle's head there. Put him over here. So I ended up buying too many plates. And the thing is, like, you don't need that many plates. But anyway, that's my long story. Yeah, you don't have much room. I need my kitchen cabinets for yarn. Oh, really? Hmm. I think that is hilarious. See, a lot of people put the yarn. I saw somebody put the yarn in the dishwasher, which I thought was hilarious. And they were like, "My husband will never find it here." And I was like, "Yeah, that's probably true." But anyway, so there's my stitch marker. I think what I want to do. So this is the bottom. Got to figure out where I want this to go. I'm not sure, but I think I'm gonna sew it kind of like this around the edge. And then let's see, I'll put him down. This is the magic circle part here. I'll put that one down. And I think I'm just going to figure out where I want the head. Do I want the head here? It's got to be like this. Something like this. Got to figure that out. Yeah, I guess this is where I'm going to put the head. All right. We'll figure this out together. Because I sort of improvised this pattern, so it's not really a pattern, but I just sort of said, well, this looks interesting. Let's go this far. Let's go this way. Oh, you're joking. Oh, no, but I know how you yarn people are. But are you joking? Yeah, I love how like a lot of people, they go, oh, I don't buy that much yarn. And then, we all have a lot of yarn. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? I've kind of resigned myself that it's going to be, crazy. And then we'll see how long to make this thing. I'm going to cut this. But anyway, I'm just cutting a little bit of yarn here. I'm going to sew this in and we'll see how this goes. Yeah. But are you kidding? Oh, so you're not going to be able to see this. I don't know if you'll be able to see me sewing this with this. It's like a blue on blue needle. I didn't realize it was that way. Blue on blue. All right, well, let's see what happens. I'm going to try this metal one. I don't know. Could get interesting. See if I can thread this now. Hang on. That is funny. Get off there. All right. I may have to do that one, but we'll see. If I can get this threaded, then we're good. But this is starting to split, which is not a good thing. See, this stuff is not great for amigurumi. I guess I'm going to have to use this guy. So it's going to be a little harder to see, but it is what it is. It's got a bigger eye of the needle here. The eye of the needle. Yeah. I don't think you should move. I think you should move your coffee. Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm going to take like 2 sips. If I can take 2 sips. Or try to take a few. There we go. All right, here we go. Because it's getting cold. I got to finish. Uh-huh. Let's see. So what are you up to, Scott? Anything good? Let's see. Just going to I'll do a slip stitch here. Get this and this. And then we're good. All right, there we go. The eye of the needle. The eye of the needle. Okay. Yes. Pull that through. Forgot to end that stitch. That would have been helpful, wouldn't it? Okay, here we go. Pull it through. Okay. Nice. All right, there we go. And so we're going to start sewing. See how this goes. Uh-huh. All right, so I finished the coffee. Let me make sure. Yep, I got this extra string there. I think that's going to look good. I think this will be okay. Put the head here. Yeah, I think that's good. All right. Let's see how this goes. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to sew him there. Just going to connect this guy here. And then I think we're good. Yes. Okay. I think this will work. Fingers crossed here. So it's a little hard to see. It's kind of green on green, but I'm just gonna connect his little neck right here, just to give him a little space to stay in there. Okay. All right. That looks good. And then we're just gonna connect the outside to the other one. Okay. Yep. I think he looks good. Yep. And I think his head looks good right there. All right. And I'm going to pin that there just for giggles and hope that that looks okay. Let me turn him over just to get a good thing with his. I just want to keep his eyes straight. Yep, there he goes. Yep, that looks good. All right now. Just to remind myself, I'll stuff this at the very end and then re-sew it. So this will be the top here. I think. Put him down here. All right. I'm just using a safety pin because they're big. Yep, that's a big one. So I make sure his head stays straight. Okay, cool. All right now. Let's keep going. Okay. Oh, it's a turtle. Yes. And Suzanne's here. Good to see you. Yeah, it's a turtle. So that's what he's going to be. And like I said, I sort of improvised a, what's that called? Improvised the pattern. And let me just see something. You know what I forgot to do? I'm going to put on, actually, if you guys see any trolls, just, take care of them, please. I think we should be okay, but I'm just going to make sure you don't have anything going here. Anything bad. Just like to keep an eye on the chat. Yes. So we'll see here. But yeah, I'm just going to keep sewing. But yeah, he's looking okay. And his eyes look okay. Like I'm kind of like, all right, I can see your eyes. Yes. Oh. Yep. So yesterday I didn't get a whole lot done. Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot done in terms of life, but my husband had a little bit of a family reunion yesterday, so that was kind of interesting, and it was good. Yeah, we had a good time. He had some family come in from Europe, so I was like, holy smokes! Yep, there were a lot of them that came in, so it was nice. But I see them like every 10 years. That's not probably not good, but it was nice. They were it was like the first time I think let me see. I gotta leave a little opening there. It was the first time they were in the United States. A couple of them actually. And then they had brought friends of theirs. So they were going to they sounded like they were going to have a nice little like they were going to Miami and Orlando and all this other, and then they were here, in the Philadelphia area, which was interesting. I was like, okay, I see you guys. Yeah, they sounds like it sounded like a great trip. I'm kind of like, um, I said, dang, we really need to do something like that too. Just go and just have a blast, somewhere. So it's pretty cool. But that's what we did. Yeah. So, but that was an all day affair. So when you do those family things, it's very, and we were there probably 6 hours just hanging out. So it was good. But I didn't do much else, YouTube related. I kind of threw a couple of things up and that was it. Yep. Now I need to take a trip to Europe, right? Yeah, the one lives in Switzerland, which I'm like, woo, it's so pretty there. And Switzerland's kind of interesting. Apparently they have a ski season that they do. So everybody's off for these 2 weeks. And I said, I need to have like we need those, like the people in Latin America do siestas. They do it every day, so they shut down at like 1 o'clock or 12, maybe 11 o'clock. They shut down from about 11 to 2, and then they hang out with the family, and then they go back to work, and they stay till about 6 or 7, and it really breaks up the day, and it's nice because you have that family time. You know what I mean? Yep, you have that nice family time, which I was like, oh my gosh, I really would love to do that. Like, so the fact that they have these 6 weeks off is amazing. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can get that in there. Just want to make sure his neck is good. Yeah, I think this is good there. It's gonna look good. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna sew his little. I'm gonna sew his little head clothes. Yeah, it's looking good. All right now. But anyway, yeah, that's what they were saying. So I said ski season, but I guess that's Switzerland. The Alps. Like, how you forget the Alps are in Switzerland. Well, they're also there's German Alps, right? But I just thought that was so funny that they that they have a ski season off. That's 2 weeks. And I just went, man. See, in the United States, we work ourselves to the bone, and everybody thinks, yeah, I worked more than you, nana, nana, nana. And then I'm saying, yeah, but you pass away when you're like, the old days, people passed away so early. They were like in there. They looked like they were ready to go when they were 40. And I'm just like, what the heck? And for what, right? That's my whole thing. You know, got to pay your bills, but for what? You know what I mean? Like, do you kill yourself working for other people? But like Suzanne, she worked for herself, so she was smart. So I was a big dummy. I worked for other people, made them millions. Did not see the millions. Stupid me. But anyway, there's that. Yeah. So, but it's interesting. You know what I mean? All right. I'm just gonna finish his head. So his head looks pretty good. I'm gonna make sure. Yep. Stays the right direction. Yeah. Always got to check. Sort of doing this in reverse here, but this is what you do. So this is like my mm, third or fourth amigurumi. I don't really make these a lot. I mean, they're okay, but I'm just not as you know, I make them, but I'm not like woo. I make so many other things. I just make a lot of different stuff. But anyway, there's the little head there. So that looks pretty good. All right now. Yeah, the only thing I didn't think of was his mouth. What am I going to do for the mouth? But I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to leave it that way. But I just thought about it. I said, dang it, I should have done something with the mouth. But anyway, there's that. Okay, I'm just going to make one more knot, and I'm going to take this and trim it. And that's going to be it for his head. At least his head looks good. Because my whole thing is, like, what does the face look like? With amigurumi or any dolls or things like that, you want the face to have a nice, this is stuck in here. May have to cut him. But you want the face to have a nice, pleasant look to it or something. So there it is. All right. And I'm just going to pull that through and I'm going to cut it. But that's what you do. You want the thing to be nice. And, okay. All right. That's the deal. Yeah, this really got stuck in there. But anyway, that out there. Let's see. Petal Bratz Vlog. Hi. Wow. Nice. Thank you. Welcome in. Thank you so much. How are you doing? Does the turtle have feet and a tail? So yeah, I've got to give him. It's funny in the one had a tail, and the other one didn't have a tail. So I sort of improvised a little bit of a pattern, but that's what I did. Yeah. So anyway, but he's looking, for the most part, pretty good there. Now I just got to do his little. This is the front flippers. I should have. I got to attach them here. Actually, I should have actually not sewn that so far back, but that's okay. Got to do the flippers. All right, so these are the flippers. Let me just fix this one here. I think I lost a stitch here. But the front flippers are bigger than the back flippers, so there it is. So let me just pull that through. Slip stitch. And then what you do is you just tack them like that. And then you attach them to the little body. Oops, there we go. And that's the way it goes. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack these first. And then I'll attach them to the body. So let's see. So these are the big flippers. Let me make sure. Yep, big flippers, small flippers. So that's another one there. So I'm just going to attach. I'm going to attach these two. But there's his little head. But I just wanted to get the head. The head is, to me, it's the hardest part. Getting the face, making the face pretty. I call it pretty, but making the face look nice. So let's see if I can get this in. And thanks to the new people coming in. Thanks to the old people coming in. Please pin. Oh, please pin. All right. Well, come and join the channel. Subscribe. Come back. I don't do this often, but I may have to use the other one better. This one is a little bit tough. Please pin. All right, I'll pin you for a second. Hold on. Saying hi to everyone. Oh, darn it. I can't pin you just yet. Yeah, because I can't find myself in YouTube. Hang on, let me see if I can get you now. Sometimes when you do these vertical lives, they don't let you get into the live for a minute. So let's see. Hang on a second. Let me turn down my volume. Oh, there I go. Okay, I'm in there. And hold on. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Whoops, sorry. There's Tina Bailey. Hello. All right. So, all right. Welcome in. Petal Bratz Vlog. Thank you so much for coming in. There we go. All right. So please come back to the channel, subscribe, and tell your friends. And yeah, there we go. All right now. So let's see. I just lost my. There we go. There's Tina Bailey, and there's Michelle Sleeper. Yes, good to see you. She's saying hi to Petal. Nice. All right, I'll pin you for a little while. But anyway, welcome in, everybody. I'm glad you came in, and we'll see how this goes. I'm putting this together. I'm a little slow, so, forgive me. I said, I don't do this often enough. Let's see what I got here. Michelle. So I'm reading chat and I'm doing multitasking here, which is never the best thing to do. Don't multitask when you're sewing. But I got to use my other needle. This is not letting me in here. Sometimes this, the eye of the needle is so small. I have to use this massive, large one. But it's a little harder to see when you're sewing, but it is what it is. So I didn't realize it was the same color. Isn't that funny? Haha. Yeah. And this blanket yarn is massive, so it's kind of what happens. But you saw that. So I'm just putting it together here. Let's see. I want to put the little tail on the inside. Yes. So I'm going to turn this way. And you just want to sew as nicely as you can, but I can hand sew. Can't use a machine to save my life. There it is. But this is the process, and so I like to show the process, and because I think a lot of people say, when you look at like Instagram, they show you a ball of yarn, and next thing you know, there's a turtle, and you're just like, really? There's a lot more into the process, and I think it's good for people to see it. You know what I mean? But anyway, but I noticed a lot of people are doing that now, which is good because I think people should see the process. Really do. Yeah. How are you, Michelle? Oh, you should make a turtle. Yeah, this one's not hard. It's pretty easy. It's basically circles, and you just keep making circles. And then a little bit of a neck. I put just a little bit of a neck on him, not a huge neck, but I like turtles. They've always been my favorite. And we had one when my kids were little, and he was very, very friendly. And then one day he just passed on. And we were just like, what? And I just had a little rip here. No. Sometimes this blanket yarn is brutal. Yeah. Yeah, he just passed on, and I just went, no. But we loved him so much. Hold on, I gotta cut this. My poor baby. But he was so friendly, and he used to, run to, when we would go in the room, and he was in my one daughter's bedroom, and we used to hang out with him, and it was great. We really loved him a lot. And I forget his name. I don't know if he had a name. Like, he was that new. He did not last a long time. And we were just like, no, our little turtle. He was very sweet. But anyway, yeah, that's what happened. And in the Philadelphia Zoo, they have a nice turtle enclosure. Oh, it's a free pattern. Well, this is actually this is actually Kelly's pattern. I mean, Kelly, Kelly's pattern, such as it is. I didn't really. I sort of improvised it. Because I've seen enough turtles. Like, I think after a while, you kind of have an idea of what they look like. But anyway, so there's the flipper there. Oops, there we go. All right, so I'm going to leave a tail here so we can sew him on. And let's see. Hopefully this is long enough. But I should have put him inside there, but that's okay. I think he's good. Yeah, it looks pretty good there. All right now. So there's one. Let me see here. Guess what I'll do. Kind of want it like that. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I should have. I'm gonna have to take this one stitch out. I think I went a little too far on this one because I kind of want it to be like right there. Yep. All right, let me pull this out a little bit here. Shame on me. I went too far. I want to pull this out, so I'm just gonna do this. Pulling this down. So like this is on the fly. This is called creating on the fly. And that's what happens when you create on the fly. You have to make some adjustments. Yep. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to pull him out a little bit. I'm going to do 2 more stitches and then see. I think it's going to look better here. Up a little bit here. Let me see if I can get him. Yep, there we go. I'll pull that out. And so, like I said, this is what happens when you improvise. But it's okay. I think it's going to be good. All right. Let's do 2 more stitches. I want to get this down a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, I want this to go. Sort of wanted to close a little part of it just to kind of get. There we go. Let's go here. Yeah. All right. I think this will do it. This will do it. I think I want to put it right about here. Let's see. Okay, so there's his head. There's the flipper. I think the flipper goes this way. Yeah, look at a picture. Sea turtle. Hold on. Let's see here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. I'm going to do one more. Let's do one more. I'm going to pull this out. One more stitch. And I think we're good. I think this will work. Yeah, I think the flipper goes like this. This way. Yeah, it goes this way. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to just attach it on the inside. And then we'll sew this more. Yep. Pull this down some more and then we're good. Okay. I like it. Yeah, I think this will be better. So there's his little flipper. So I'm just going to push it on the inside here. Yep. We're just going to put it there. Actually, let me put it in more. There we go. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just sewing him. Uh-oh. You go back up this way. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I like that better. Yep. And then we're going to put him inside. Okay. Nice. Let's do one more. And then I think he's attached pretty well. Let's go back this way. Yep. Okay. I like that better. I'm going to put a knot here. Pull it tightly. And I'm going to make another knot right there. And I think we're good. That should do it. Yeah, I like that better. Front flipper. I'm going to put even another knot here. All right, that looks good. All right, I think we're good. And it's nice and tight. See, it's good. And there it is. That's better. Yeah, I think that's going to be good right there. All right. Let's do the other side. Front flipper. And I'm going to do the same thing. Sew this together. I think. Yep. Which one? Yep. Front flipper. All right. So I'm going to sew this together. Hopefully I'm still in the shot. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. It got so quiet. It's weird. sometimes when the internet dies, it does that. It gets eerily quiet. And I went, oh, Lord, I hope it didn't die. Would it be sad? But it did okay. Yeah. All right. Yep. All right. Doing okay. Hopefully you can see that. And but I'm not going to stuff these guys because they're really smushy. I like to have the piece so that it's smushy, but not too. Like sometimes I tend to overstuff it, so I have to be much better at not overstuffing because sometimes overstuffing is bad and it'll come through. But if you do your stitches nice and tightly, it usually comes out really well. And yeah, that's what happens. But this is the basic way to do a turtle, or really almost any amigurumi. But turtles are easy because they're so simple. They're little dinosaurs, that are still with us, which is amazing. All right. They're very simply made, and but they're interesting. But anyway, the Philadelphia Zoo, I was going to tell you, has a huge turtle enclosure, and they're Galapagos turtles from Ecuador. And I didn't get a chance. I went to Ecuador one time, and I didn't get a chance to see the Galapagos turtles, and I was so sad about it. Let's see, get that in there. I was really, really sad. That was one of the tragedies of going all the way down there and not being able to go. I thought I was gonna cry. That was sad because I really enjoyed Ecuador, but the Galapagos Islands are very protected, as you guys probably know. It's not a shocker, you know what I mean? But anyway, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to stick this here. I think that looks pretty good. Yep. There's this. Two little flippers. I think this is good. And I think I have enough to sew this on, so that'll be good. Just lining it up, making sure it lines up pretty good over here. And I'm just eyeballing. I'm not being overly, perfect with this stuff. But I think the sewing is the key. You do have to really sew it well. Let's see. Yep, that looks good. Got to do the best you can. You know what I mean? And it should stay really nice if everything's well. Let me see there. Go in there. I'm going through both loops on the stitch. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to take this other side. I'm going to sew it and then make a knot. And this blanket yarn, the only thing about it is it does get splitty at the end, like where you cut it. So you just have to be careful when you're cutting these, or when you're trimming, the cord there. So I'm just going to do this and make a little knot, and then keep that inside. But I think it should be nice and tight there. Okay, so there it is. All right, so then that should get his little flipper. But there's both flippers there. All right, so let's see. Anybody else? Please pin. All right, let's pin Miss Michelle. She's saying that is cool. Let me see if I can do that. Uh-oh. Sorry, I just lost my chat here. Let's see, Miguel's here. Well, Miguel came first. So let's see. Let's put Miguel up. He's been here. A big, long-time supporter of the channel. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you coming in. Yeah. And Michelle's been a long-term member of the channel, so thank you so much. And I'll pin you in a few seconds. And Suzanne and Tina. Yeah, you guys are all, ride or die, which I love. Now, the thing is, where am I going to put his little booty? Where am I going to put the flippers in the back? I'm going to try to start stitching it here. All right, so this is what I'll do. I'm going to stuff as I go. But I'm going to stitch this down here. Have a little bit of a, just want to make sure this is lined up okay. It should be good. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Nice. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. Yep. We always say thank you to everybody who supports the channel. We really appreciate it. Yeah. So there's Miguel. And let's see, there's Michelle. Long-term member. Got you there. And there's Miss Tina Bailey too. All right, here we go. Yes. And hopefully my chat is going. I don't know if anybody's chatting, but that's okay. I just want to make sure everybody's good. And any plans for today? I know I figure I'll try to finish this guy. Wrap it up. I have a really long tail there, so I'll probably sew it all the way around there. We'll just keep going, but I'm gonna try to give him a little bit of a bigger shell here. So what I might do is I might pin this just to get a better feel for what I want to do with this shell. I just got some pins. Hopefully these stick. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But I just want to line this up. And then hopefully this will look okay. Try to pin it there. And see. Oh, yeah, these are a little short. Could use some longer pins. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. They're going to fall off. I just want to lay this out before I stuff it and keep sewing. But anyway, so there's that. All right, so now I got to do his back flippers. Let's put his back flippers on. So I'm just going to sew these. Okay. All right, there we go. So you just fold that in half. And, yep, Just make sure this goes in there. Okay. Yep. And I'm just using I just leave a little bit of a tail when I finish each of these pieces. And then I just go back this way. Okay. There we go. And I'm just lining them up. But this is the easy part. Once you get the pieces made, it's not too hard sewing. But you just want to do it as neatly as you can. Yep. Oh, there's Miss Liz. Hey, how are you doing? All right now. Yes. Miss Tina. Let's see. Got to take care of Miss Tina here. All right now. So check out Miss Tina. I don't think none of the links really work. I always forget, like on these vertical live streams, I don't think the links work. The Nightbot links. Somebody told me that, and I said, "Oh, I forgot." Yeah, I always forget. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, Miguel, your fly is bugging me again. There we go. I think that's right. This way? Yeah, I think that way. Okay, there's that one. And here's the second one. Got a fuzzy in there. Oh, you're on mandatory vacation? Oh, did you hurt your hand? That's what I'm guessing. And I'm good and yourself. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Yeah. So I figure I'll do something a little early and then I'm going to get the heck off of YouTube and keep it moving. Yeah. But anyway, we had a good family reunion. So I would highly recommend the family reunion. But the sad part about family reunions, and I will warn you. So anyway, my husband had a little family reunion and he had some people from Europe come in and they were uh, hanging out yesterday for a couple hours, but they're going to do like a tour of the US when it's all said and done. Let me see. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me do it. I want this little tail on the inside. Yep. They're doing a tour of the US, the East Coast. And they're going to all the beaches and stuff. I'm like, "Oh man. I just want to go to the beach." But I just flying for me has been terrible. Like I used to love to fly. And when I had when my dad was paying for it, we would always fly, not quite first class, but we always flew nice airlines. And I'll tell you, flying those budget airlines is a travesty. And that's, anyway. But they look like they're going to have fun. And they're going to all these different places and it's amazing. But anyway, but it's so much work, so my sister-in-law did a lot of cooking yesterday and I said, "Oh, poor thing." I wish I could have helped her, but she didn't really want my help. You know what I'm saying? But we had some really good food and they enjoyed it. So that's the second one there. They really enjoyed the food, and that's the hardest part of is catering for these what do you call it? Family reunions, because you got to feed, more than 10 people. So it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of work. So that's the thing that's so tragic. Let me see. Do I want it this way? This way. Yeah, it's like a little flipper this way. Okay, I got it. I got it. I know. It's like doing this on the fly is crazy. But anyway, yeah, it was a lot of fun, but I would say if you do it, you really have to come up with the bucks. And that's the tragedy of the whole thing is that you spend a lot of money on food, and I tell you, I really should cash app her some money cuz she spent a ton on food. It was wonderful. It was really nice. She did a really nice job. And I think they thanked her, but I don't know if they did appropriately. Like they could have thanked her even more. You know, 'cause she cooked a lot of food. I mean, it was a lot. And I just went, "Oh my gosh, too much food." Yeah, it's a lot. Yep. So anyway, there's that. Yeah, that's what happens. But catering food for people is hard. Yeah. I don't mind flying Spirit. I don't like everything you go through in the airport. Right. Oh, can we come? Yeah, the food was good. It's over though. It was yesterday. I know, but I want to go on the beach. Like I want to, like they're going to Miami, they're going to Daytona, they're doing all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And my husband hates all that. Like he's not a beach person, so it's hard. Like if you're not a beach person, you don't get it. Like that water calls me. You know what I mean? I say that to all the time. Like I should have had a pool. You know, like all those things. I think about water all the time. Like I want to be in the water swimming, and that's what it brings me joy. And people, you know what I mean? It's just, and when you're not into it, it's hard. You know what I mean? It makes me cry because I really like the beach. I just like looking at the water. I don't even have to be in the water. I just like looking at it, you know? But anyway, there's that. And it's so tragic, you know, because you just, you know, and they just sound like they're going to have a blast. Yep. Did they have to fry chicken? No, 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 no. LOL. No, no chicken. They just did like, you know, pastelillos and you know, beans and rice, the usual, you know, the Hispanic food, you know, they did all that. And I think the one sister misses all that food. You know, she's like, this reminds me of my mom. And I was like, yeah, see, and it's funny because you kind of, I won't say, you know, like without sounding like crazy, but I think whenever you marry outside of your culture, like you sometimes you miss a lot of that stuff, you know. And for her, like she's in Europe, and it's weird because you know it's a whole different vibe over there. And not that they're, you know, not that you can't make that kind of food, but it's weird. Like she had forgotten all about her heritage. It's very interesting. And so she was just like, man, I cannot remember. She goes, I didn't remember how much I love this food. And I was like, yeah, she probably hasn't eaten it in years, you know, which is kind of sad. Like for me, like Spanish food is great, you know. And I said, for me, I gained a cuisine, you know, marrying my husband, right? Whereas like a lot of people, I don't know. It's like it's interesting how you know, she became. I forget where her husband's from. If he's a, I'm not sure what. Yeah, it's funny. I'm not sure what nationality he is. But anyway, you know, I think she just like forgot about her Spanish, you know, food background. And I said, darn it, I would be eating that all the time. Yeah, I don't want the water to call me. I can't swim. Nice. Well, you know what's funny? The biggest thing now is the sharks. You know, there's been so many sharks in Florida, well, everywhere, but like they're definitely um, coming after people. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put a little knot right here. Yeah, these sharks are tearing people up, and I'm like, I am good. You know, I can avoid the sharks if I can. You know what I'm saying? Because it's but that's the only thing about the beaches. You know, we never really saw sharks, but I noticed that they're coming very close now to the people on the beach. So that's kind of scary. Yes, those flippers look like empanadas. Yes, they do. I love empanadas. And I had a couple of them yesterday. I tell you, I was stuffing my, well, literally stuffing my face yesterday. It was good. And my husband, I think even my husband's like, dang it. He was excited about, you know, he was excited about the food, I think. You know, I mean, I can do empanadas, but they're not like, you know, his mom's or anything like that. Oh, hey, Mr. Aretha, good to see you. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay, but you know what I mean? I'm not Hispanic, so like I didn't grow up making that food, so I can sort of fake the funk with it, but you know, it's still not like his sister made it and it was so good. And I said, "Ah, I need this. I need more of this in my life." You know? So that's funny. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, that's the situation there. But let's see here. Welcome in, welcome in. All right, so I've stuffed him. He's looking okay. I'm gonna put his little face there. So let's see. I put Tina up, I think. Let's see. I put Michelle. Did I put Michelle? You'll be listening while washing dishes. Okay. I missed that part. And good morning. And there's Miss Liz. All right now. Okay. Liz is saying hey. All right. And Liz, what's your number? That's what I meant to ask you. Not that it's all about the numbers, but you've worked hard to get those first 1,000 are tough. They're really tough to get. But there we go. So it's looking okay. So now I'm gonna have to stuff a little bit more. But I'm gonna start sewing around the edge here. Let me see. Start sewing around this edge here. Yes. Okay. You did great on the turtle. Thank you so much. Oh, and Liz said, "Oh, hi, sweet butter." Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, how is Bridget feeling? Doretha, if you can type. Hopefully she's feeling okay. I was thinking about her the other day, but I see she's been on camera lately, so that's exciting. Yeah, Bridget. All right now. So, but thank you so much for the turtle. Yeah, and let me tell you, this turtle flew off my hook. It's very rare that like I have a project that just goes, make me now. I love you. Please keep making me. Oh yeah, and now actually they're going to Universal too, which is pretty exciting. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go so much. Even though I don't want to be in the crowds and I don't want to get on a plane, but like in my mind, I want to go to Universal. I want to, get on the plane and I want to do all the fun stuff like that. So, anyway, but that's where I'm at, you know what I mean? In my mind. But I really don't want to get on a plane. Like I think flying on planes is not fun these days. It's stinky. I'm just going to say it's not fun. It is brutal, just going through security and all that. And so I don't that's why I almost stay home all the time. Now we did drive to Florida the last time I went, and that wasn't that bad. From the East Coast, it's not that bad. I don't know about from Texas, like where Miguel is, or actually Doretha's closer too. Yeah, those people that are kind of southern, it's probably not that bad. Let me see. I'm gonna move this stuffing around a little bit here. I'm gonna try to get this a little higher. But yeah, that's the deal. Let's see. Oh, okay. She's good. Thanks for asking. Yeah, Bridget did a live last night. Ooh. Working on dishcloths and made only one worry worm. Aw. Had one cup of coffee and one another. I know I had to do two myself. And yes, you saw her. She was making a chevron shawl. Oh no, not that Bridget. The Bridget is Doretha's daughter, actually. But yeah, Bridget always does. The other Bridget, the Queen Bridget, does some cool stuff. Yeah. But yeah. But I know Doretha's daughter's got some stuff going, so I'm always, in prayer, just hoping she feels okay cuz I know it's hard. It's hard. It's hard when your health is, whatever, I understand that. But yeah, that Bridget. Yep. I forgot there's the other Bridget. Yep, yep, yep. Oh, you have 923. Nice. She's getting stronger, no longer wearing the hard shell brace. God is good. Oh, nice. Yeah, yes, yes. Yeah, so not to spill all the beans on Doretha's daughter, but she talks about her, so it's not hot unknown, but yeah, it's hard. It's hard out here. I said I've been very fortunate, that knock on wood, my health is, hanging in there, but you never know, it could change, subject to change. All right, let me see. I want to stuff this nicely here. Just want this to be a little bit bigger, a little bit higher. I'm just gonna really, when I get to the center, I'm just gonna stuff it. I want it to be a little bit taller in the center. But this is pretty good so far. So far, so good. Let me put myself in the. Okay, I'm gonna try not to pull this too hard. But yeah, this blanket yarn. But this one I got from Ollie's, which I love. Yeah, and this was a Goodwill find. This light green, and I think it doesn't 100% match, but it's pretty close to this color in the middle there. But turtles have really cool shells, and I figured this would be nice for the shell. But I'm going to make one more, I think, and see how that goes. Let's see. Yep. All right now. Please be kind and subscribe to her channel. Thank you. And same thing with Liz and Butter Roll Boutique, and who knows? Yeah, make sure everybody checks each other out. And there's Miss Ashley Wester. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hopefully everything's going well with you. Are you working today? So I know it's summertime, so it's probably busy. Yeah, we where were we? Where no. Was I near a hotel? It was weird. We went by a hotel. Oh, the other day. It was on the 4th. We have a Hampton Inn not too far, and it was busy. I was just watching all of the activity. People were there were just a lot of people because you can see from the outside all the pools and stuff. So I usually I'm always spying on people because I'm always checking them out. Oh yes, he's cute. Okay, and Liz is saying hi to Ashley. Welcome in. But anyway, I hope everything's going well with you. Are you working on any projects you want to share with the people? So I haven't talked to you in a while, so I haven't been got to see what you're up to. Oh, you don't have to work today since it's slow. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, see, I think that's true because like around here, what's today? Today's the 9th, 8th. Yeah, it was so busy, around the 4th, like close, like maybe the third, second, third, and fourth. And we saw a lot of people from different, like a lot of out of state license plates. You know, which on the East Coast you see a lot of out of state license plates. That's not a shocker, but it is weird when you see like I saw like Rhode Island, which is not that far, but it's still like 5 or 6 hours away. Uh, saw some of that, so it was interesting. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna stuff the heck out of this in the middle here. Want this to be kind of high. I made this a little big. I probably could have made this a little bit smaller, but that's okay. We're just gonna stuff at the end. Stuff the heck out of it. Mm-hmm. Can we call your turtle Henry? Oh, that's cool. All right. Yeah, he needs a name because I didn't give him a name at all. I think it's a him, actually. Yeah. Yep. I did not give him a name. So that's cool. Henry. Yes. Let me see if I can get him a little higher here. I just want his shell to be kind of up. So let's see here. Can we get him in there? Oh, I think it's gonna look good. Yeah. All right. Okay. Don't want to drop my needle. It's hard to see, so I'm gonna do this. Yeah, Henry. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put him in like this. A little bit in here, like that. And we're gonna see how this turns out. This won't be too bad, I think it's gonna be okay. Yep. We're enjoying Henry. Oops, I'll see. Let me pull that out. I sewed that too far up. Pull that one out. But yeah. Like I said, I'm not a big amigurumi person, but once in a while I just feel like making some. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna tuck him in a little bit there. And then see how that goes. Just gonna keep stuffing. Stuff. Mm-hmm. Yep. Keep sewing. Mm-hmm. But we're almost done. But I'm trying to be neat. But it's, do the best you can. You know what I mean? I'm just going to stuff the heck out of them. Yeah, when I get down to there. But I will have to make him a little tail. And I don't know how I'm going to do the tail. Usually the little tail looks like like a V, some kind of a V or something. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So an old video popped up. Yeah, that's what they say they do. Because I get like, I have a video that I made in 2022 that pops up every now and again, and people randomly watch it. I don't know why. Sometimes you just go, why are they watching that? I don't know. And it's something it's just so random. You know what I mean? And you sit there and you go, okay, all right. Let's see, how's his booty looking? Yeah, it's looking good. I'm just gonna tuck that just a little bit there. Just make it look more like a butt. Yes. But anyway, yeah, those old videos pop up. And well, the other thing is though, Miguel, if you depending on how you titled it too, because a lot of times, remember, YouTube is a search engine. They keep saying that it's a search engine. So when you name something, you have to name it appropriately, or else people won't find it. So it could be how you named your video. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's really interesting. But I always forget to do that. To really think about the name of the video, so that you don't call it something completely not off, but you want it to be somewhat what it is. It's got to be what it is, or 99% close to what it is, or they won't find it. And that's what they say. You really have to find. That's how they find your video. Yeah. You're going to make a Henry? Where did you get the pattern? So, I just made this, Liz. And the only thing I can I can tell you how I made it. But this, if you look at most amigurumi books, they have kind of a there's definitely a recipe, for how you make them, as you know. And ooh, I do not like this. Let's see if I can get him to be a little bit higher. I just want him to be higher in the middle here. I'm gonna stuff the heck out of him now. This is booty in the back there. Got to even it out. Yeah, he's really full. Like I stuffed him. Yep. But he's basically two circles, and then you play around with them. But yeah, so that looks good. Let me just tuck this part here in where his butt is, because this is where I made him a little big on the top, but I wanted him to have a nice high shell. You know what I mean? So I'm sort of, this is Kelly's follies here, which is okay. Because like I said, I think my the thing that I'm trying to do in life now is I'm trying to do more of these things that I normally don't do. And so that's the plan, on the channel, is to do more of these projects that I haven't done. So I've got a list, kind of what I want to work on. And yeah, there we go. That's nice and high. And that's what I'm trying to do. So unfortunately, for me it takes time. Like I'm kind of a slow worker. Let me see. I think I might finish it with this one. This is the other tail here that I had from the top. So maybe what I'll do is I'll tie this guy off and then keep going with this other color. And I'm just sort of using every piece of yarn that I have, you know what I mean, to finish it off. All right, so I'm going to use this piece here and just keep going. At least I think I can keep going. Yeah, from there I should have enough to finish him off. But there he is, you know. And I'm going to stuff probably just a little bit more in there before I completely seal him off. But that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Let's see. Did I finish him over? I could probably move that over just a little bit. Let me go we do a couple more stitches with this one, then I'll finish it off with that tails. But like I said, I'm just making use of everything that I have. And that's like my little tip. I don't know if other people feel that way when they're making these amigurumi, but I try to leave a ridiculously long tail. And then I just, I'm just, because I have such long tails, I'm just trying to use everything. So I don't have to cut like pieces off, because that's the thing. I don't want to cut pieces off. And then, you know what I mean? Yeah. So let me get this. I'm going to tuck that back this way a little bit. And so I'm just sort of fitting this on as I go. Got a little fuzzy there. do a couple more pieces, and then I think we're good. So I just have to finish this last little piece here. Okay. And then we can go, and I'm going to just tuck this guy a little bit here. And sorry about the camera angle here, but this is what you got to do. Just going to tuck him in just a little bit to pull him a little tighter over that way. And then I think we're good to go, you know. There we go. All right. Pull him down. And okay. All right. Got one more little, we'll do one more stitch, and then I think we're good to go. All right. Whoops. Yeah, see, in this, see what the blanket yarn does? It does this little thing, so you got to be careful. So don't pull too hard. And that's the thing that I've learned. You just have to sort of babysit it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a knot here. And then go back through here. And then I'll cut it. So this should be good. Back through here. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it's cutting. It's pulling. So I got to cut this. Yeah, see that? That happens. All right. So hopefully this won't. Yeah, this stuff. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's starting to do a little number there. But there it is. See, yeah, see how this does this? So you got to be real careful with these pieces here. Yeah, there it is. You can see it's a little fuzzy. Yep. All right, and then I'm going to finish this last little piece, and then we're good. Oh, shit now, Kelly. Yes. Yep. I'm going to keep going. And I'm gonna stuff his little booty a little bit more before I completely close him off. But there we go. So I'm just using every little piece that I have here. I'm just shoving all this in, moving that to the booty. I'm trying to make his booty big. Then I'm going to put his little tail right there. So that's his butt. And then, yes. So what we're doing, we're going to make it nice. And then finish him off. And then we're good to go. But this was great. Yep. All right now. And then I can't believe I actually need more stuffing. I'm going to have to get more. But I'll do him like 99%. You know, he'll be 99% done. And we're going to put his little booty there. Yep. Pull it. Yep. And I don't know if you've ever seen a real turtle. I mean, they're not like they're nicely put together, you know what I mean? But when you see like the shell is a little bit like it's a little wonky. Like when you see like real turtles, they're not 100% like those ones that you see in the store are perfect. But those Galapagos turtles, if you ever check them out, they have little bumps on their shells, and they're kind of like, you know, they're really gnarly on their little skin. I don't know how to explain it, but you know, that's kind of what happens. But yeah, so there's that. Let's see. But anyway, there it is. So I'm going to have to put a little more stuffing right here. I think I need more. I used about a pile. See, I got just a little bit more. But I'm going to need even just a little bit more to put in there. I'm going to put some more toward his butt. But I have to figure out some way to do his little tail. But anyway, there it is. Just going to put just a little more here and then continue tacking that on like that. But there it is. You know, that's the turtle. I mean, for all intents and purposes. I'm gonna have to put it just a little more. Need just a little more. I hate to say, I had a handful. But there it is. Yeah. That looks really nice. Okay. But there it is, y'all. I mean, this is, you know, basically the way you do this. It's not like I said, this is the you know, living on the edge. I bring it everyday channels, what you get. Yeah, this is what you get. You living on the edge. And I think I'm gonna have to, yeah, I probably need another handful of stuffing, which is really brutal. But anyway, so there it is. So I'm gonna just put just a little more here. make him nice and round. Like he's very stuffy here. And then I'm going to sew that in, but I'm going to leave a little piece here. But anyway, here's the turtle. I'll stop him right there because I will have to give him more. Yes, and there's Aisha. Welcome in. And let's see. So I'm trying to think of any other channel announcements. What do I have? Yeah, so I got to give him just a little more. I got to stuff him just a little bit more here. But he's looking pretty good, and he's nice and soft. But there's the eyes. He's got a nice, pleasant face there. Yeah. And his little flippers are there. That's nice. And they're nice and big. And so the front ones are always a little bit bigger. And he looks like he's going down. So I'm just, like I said, I'm going to have to fill him out a little bit. But he's looking good. But there's the turtle. Yeah. So there we go. This will be for the thumbnail. Let me see if I can get that a little bit better. But there he goes. Yep, for the thumbnail. Mr. Turtle. Turtle. And good morning, Aisha. Good to see you. Henry, you're too cute. Thanks, Miguel, for the name, wherever you are. I don't know if you're still with us. But let's see. Did I pin you, Liz? I think I did. Hopefully I did. Yeah, I did. I pinned Liz. Did I get Tina Bailey? And Miguel. I don't know if I said hello, but we'll pin Miguel for a second. Not my fly. That's funny. And thanks for coming in. And I think I did Liz, but let's do Liz again. Thanks for coming in. Check out Liz. Buttero Boutique. There she is. Check out Miss Buttero Boutique. And then there's Tina Bailey. We get you here. I think I got you earlier, but let's hopefully come on, fingers. Thank you so much for the compliments. I appreciate you. And Buttero Boutique. I think we said hey to her. See, there's Ashley. Let's say hey to Miss Ashley. Ashley Wester's Crochet and Knitting Channel. Nice. I think we said hey to Liz. Let's do Liz again. Liz. Miguel. Who knows? Oh, there's Aisha. There's Aisha. Oops. Uh-oh. I'm fat fingering. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I guess because of her. She said hi, but I can't pin her. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Anyway, thanks for coming, Aisha. Good to see you. And Tina Bailey. Turtle. I love it. And Mr. Henry. Yes. Oh, Lisa came up with the name. Okay. Miss Lisa Knits. Lisa's Life. Thank you so much. Okay, I missed that. I thought that was you. Okay. I'm bad at sometimes oh, get out of here. Here's the fly. See, you did it again. Oops. Let me see who else. Uh-oh. Lisa came up with the name. Come on, chat. Aisha. Everyone's saying hi. I had a turtle named Henry and someone stole him? No. Yeah, that's amazing. One of my friends, someone stole their dog. They put the dog, in the backyard to use the bathroom, and they came back and the dog was gone. And I forget what kind of dog it was. It wasn't like a fancy dog, but boy, that was mean. Yeah. I said, well, who does that to people's dogs? Yeah, that's awful. But that's what happened. Yep. So we did it. Somebody stole him. Oh boy. I keep losing my live stream. There we go. Yeah, that's kind of tragic. But anyway, there he is. I'm going to give him even a little more of I'm going to get his shell really high. Like I'm going to stuff some more in here. And just to give him a little thing, but I'll put him in the thumbnail when I'm going to stuff the heck out of him. And I put I would say like half of a pillow in here, and there I just want it to be just a little more, arched. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, there's Aisha. There we go. She's saying hi. There we go. Now I can pin you. Let's see. Now I can pin Aisha. Yeah, it's funny. Just the wave, it doesn't get you pinned. It can't pin you. Isn't that weird? I just learned something new. Oh, okay. Oh, you asked. Oh, you asked why. Okay, yeah, we'll call him Henry. Well, thank you. Okay, awesome. Yeah, we'll call him Henry. So this is Liz's poor Henry. But anyway, he's back. Henry's back. But anyway, good to see you, Miss Aisha. And then let's see what else is coming on in the any channel announcements. I'm not sure what I'm doing for the rest of the day. I don't know. But I figure I'd start early, get out the way and then see. Oh, okay, that's why you asked. Okay. Cool. Well, that's interesting to know. Well, let me know if you liked what you saw here. Please like and subscribe. And this is the process, of making this stuff. And it's not hard, but it definitely takes a minute. And I like to use the blanket yarn. Now, the blanket yarn, like I said, it can be a little fiddly because of the like it for some reason sometimes it can like this one here is caked. That like somebody caked this. Now I won't say I didn't cake this, but I think it's probably a good idea. But they had caked this into 4 or 5 cakes on with a yarn winder, and it came out real nice, and it came real easy to use. But like I said, sometimes when you cut the ends, you just have to be careful when you cut these ends, and don't pull on it too hard because it can rip. It's a little bit delicate, so I would say that's the other tip. But the nice thing with this is, there's a lot of colors, and Ollie's tends to have this for $5. And you get a lot. I could make probably 5 or 6 or 7 more turtles. I mean, so this is the one I didn't cake. So this is his shell. But you see, I have like most of the balls here. I can probably make a ton more turtles, and it wouldn't be that hard. I've got a lot left over. So it really didn't take much, to do the shell at all. So, but I like these color, and this is what it looks like. I'll show it to you real quick before I go. Oh, so that's why you asked to call him Henry. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, here's the colors. So you get this. It's got this chartreuse, then the light blue chartreuse, and then the dark green. And that's the way it goes. And then a little bit of gray. I guess that's a gray color, sort of a gray color. And then back to dark green again, and then chartreuse. But I like these, this variegated is really cool. And I might try one just with the whole, I don't know. I think the whole color of this might be a little bit busy, but I kind of liked it. Oh, Ollie's, here we go. I know, I'm trying not to tell people. I don't want you to buy yarn. I mean, unless you have a project. And like I said, I saw this green, and that's what made me make the turtle, you know. But like I said, I got to stuff just a little bit more. But the shell does look good. Oh, you know what? I could show you this. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find this picture. I don't know if I can do it real quick, but I'll show you the Galapagos turtle. They're really nice. Let's see here. Hold on. Galapagos. But that's where Darwin did his um, big thesis on what did he do? It's the where you oh my gosh. Uh how people adapt to their environment, not people, but how animals adapt to their environment. But let me see if there's a good picture here. I'll show you. Oh yeah, see this is crazy. Oh yeah, so this is what I was going to say. So their little shells are gnarly. Now this is not my picture, but look at their little shells. They're kind of high and they're gnarly. Like they've got a little, they're a little rough. Like they're not as soft as the like, you know what I mean? But look at the necks on them. They're crazy. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Let me see if you can see that. There we go. But yeah, their shells are just really kind of rough, and they have these little designs on them. Now, if I get creative and want to make that shell, that's something that I could do. But I don't know if I'll ever do that. But if you look at their little leg, like here's the guy's leg here. See how he's got this little pattern on his leg, and so this is pretty close. I mean, you get that kind of feel, where the leg is, which is pretty cool. And let's see, one more picture here. Ooh, But anyway, there's a lot of really exotic animals on that island, and the biggest thing is the tortoise. And so the Philadelphia Zoo has a great, and that's the only picture that I have. I thought there were more. Hmm. Yeah, and if you go to visit, it's almost $3,000 to go. So here's another picture here, and but you see the little face there. But they have sort of a longer neck. Like I could have done an even longer neck. But you see how the shell's kind of bumpy. It's like pointy at the top, and it's got these little. I don't know if those are hexagons. One, two, three, four, five. That's like a pentagon. Ooh, on his little shell there. Let me see if I can look at another picture. But anyway, it's cool. It's like I said, these little sea turtles are awesome, and that's kind of cool. So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I don't want him to be like perfectly round on the top, because they do have a little bit of a bumpiness to them. So I could actually even sew a little couple of darts in these if I wanted to. But I'm gonna stuff him so it's a little bit higher. And this is about the size. Like most of them, they're about maybe 2 feet long. They're kind of big. So this is pretty almost close in size. Probably the head's a little bigger than it should be. I could I may have to dart him in to make his neck a little bit thinner. But this is the basic shape of the turtle. And like I said, his shell's really crazy. Yep. So anyway, that's cool. So let's see. Liz said, "Oh, Kelly and Liz said go buy yarn." LOL. That's not what I said, Miss Liz. But the thing that I do like about Ollie's is it's half price. It's $4.99. Normally in the stores it's like $12.99. It's a little under half price. Now they don't have all the fancy colors, but they did have a green. They did have another green that's slightly darker than this one. I didn't buy it, but I like this one. And if you were doing a blanket, you could buy this one and then this darker green, and it actually looked like you could do a little something with it at Ollie's for $4.99 versus $12.99. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Oh my gosh. What? 3,000? What? Wait a minute. $3,000 in yarn. I love it. Wait a minute. Who said that? What? And Tina said, "Yep, you did it. Thank you." But just the basic thing, and they're so cool. Wait a minute. Somebody said $3,000 worth of yarn. I hope not. Aw. But anyway, yeah, I don't want you to spend too much money. Yeah, but just try to have a project. This is all I'm doing now. I'm like, please have a project in mind when you buy this stuff. And then I do feel better. And then what I do is with the excess is I just donate it to my yarn group, and then and they're always happy to get some free yarn. They really do. I mean, it's funny. You would think that like 70-year-old women would not be excited about yarn, but they are. And we had a little giveaway a couple weeks ago, and shameless plug, I have a little short of it on my channel. Check it out. It's kind of funny. And they were doing back handsprings. I really wish I could have videoed the back handsprings that were happening, because they were so happy to get this yarn. Even though it was nothing special, nothing fancy, whatever. But it was just funny, just like how much joy the people had with the yarn. But like I said, I'm going to stuff him just a little bit more. I'll put him in the thumbnail, but he's looking okay. So Henry, yay, we appreciate you. So anyway, thank you so much for coming in, you guys. Yeah, it's been about an hour and a half. Wow, that's crazy. And have a great rest of your day and week. Make something pretty and have fun. And but don't you work hard, but you play hard. So make sure you work hard and play hard. I love that. That's like my new thing. Yeah, and make yourself a Henry. These turtles are fun, and I do enjoy looking at them. I don't know. They're like old dinosaurs. You know what I mean? They're dinosaurs actually, and it's cool. Yes. All right now. Well, anyway, let's see here. Just want to see something here. Nope, I can't play it. But anyway, we'll do this. Do this real quick. I'll say thank you to Drizzle wherever you are. My buddy Drizzle. I don't know where he is. I have to catch him. Oh, that's really adorable. Let's see. Bye, everyone. But we'll see you soon. And peace and love on the YouTube streets. And make sure you bring it. Bring it. Bring it every day. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll do it this way. We'll do it. Yes, hold on a second. We'll play a couple seconds of drizzle while I close out. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. Okay, here we go.
When does she bring it? Every day. Every day. How often does she bring it? Every day. Every day. Knitting, crafting, singing, and even crochet. Every day. When does she bring it? Every day. I bring it every day. 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 When does she bring it? Every day. Often does she bring it? Every day. Knitting, crafting, singing, every day. When does she bring it? Every day. Cooking up something hot on Friday night. Come and stop by. I bring it every day. Every day.
All right now. Okay. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.